Chapter 9, Master of the Animals. The saber-tooth crept forward. Jack stared in horror. "Play the flute," whispered Annie. "Is she nuts?" Jack thought. "Just try," said Annie. Jack held the mammoth bone flute to his lips. He blew. The flute made a strange sound. The tiger froze. He glared at Jack. Jack's hands shook. The tiger growled. He took another step. The mammoth roared and stomped the ground. "Play it," said Annie. "Just keep playing." Jack blew it again, and the saber-tooth froze again. Jack kept blowing until he ran out of air. The tiger snarled. "He's still here," whispered Annie. "Keep it up." Jack closed his eyes. He took a deep breath, and he blew as hard and as long as he could. He covered and uncovered holes on the bone. The music sounded strange, as if it were coming from another world. "He's leaving," Annie whispered. Jack raised his eyes. The saber-tooth was slinking off toward the cliffs. "We did it," said Annie. Jack lowered the flute. He felt very tired. The mammoth waved her trunk happily. "To the treehouse, Lulu," said Annie. The woolly mammoth snorted, and then he lumbered over the tallest tree. From the back of the mammoth, Jack grabbed the rope ladder. He held it for Annie. She stroked the mammoth's giant ear. "Bye, Lulu. Thank you," she said. Annie grabbed the rope ladder and then started up. Peanut climbed up too. After they disappeared into the treehouse, Jack climbed into the rope ladder. He looked back at the woolly mammoth. "Bye, girl," he said. "Go home now, and watch out for that saber-tooth." The mammoth walked away into the sunset. When Jack couldn't see her anymore, he started up the rope ladder and he pulled himself into the treehouse. "Ta-da!" said Annie, and he handed her the Pennsylvania book to Jack. Jack smiled. Now he was positive that they found the third M thing. Their mission was complete. "Before we leave, we have to give our coats back," said Annie. "Oh, right," said Jack, and they took off their reindeer skins and dropped them on the ground. "Brrr," said Annie. "I hope the Cro-Magnon people find them." Jack stared out the window. He wanted to take one last look at the prehistoric world. The sun was setting behind the hills. 4 people were crossing the snowy plain. It was the Cro-Magnon family. "Hey!" shouted Annie. "Shh!" said Jack. The Cro-Magnons stopped and peered in Annie and Jack's direction. We left your reindeer skins down there," Annie pointed to the ground. The tallest person stepped forward and raised a spear. "Time to go," said Jack. He grabbed the Pennsylvania book and he found the picture of Frog Creek and he pointed to it. "I wish we could go home," he said. "Goodbye! Good luck!" Annie pointed, waving out the window. The wind started to blow. The leaves began to shake. The wind blew harder and harder until the treehouse started to spin. It spun faster and faster until everything was still. Absolutely still.